Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear our host, Andy Albright.
A crazy convention, very productive. People came out of it smoking. So I want to pass some information on to you. The first one, let's see if I can pull this one up real quick. This one I did not tell him to put on the screen. It came in from Mark Burrows. Mark Burrows sent me that. Y'all remember that presentation that Brian Adams did about legacy? So this is from Mark Burrows. His wife, Nicole, came up on stage. Just want to let you know that Robin Denny is a brand new agent, got 22 referrals today from Legacy Safeguard Program. So that legacy thing that Brian talked about, and I've had people asking for training, I've had people asking for videos, and I don't know how much is currently available on the website, but you can go to the ARC and track down through where, so somebody tell me where legacy is, how easy it is to find on the ARC. So I want to give people guidance on that. So Robbie, Clay, somebody tell me how to find that. This guy with no training other than what Brian Adams did, he went out there and started showing people legacy and got 22 referrals. Then Belle sent me this, Belle, which is another one of his upline. She said that after conference today, Robin Denny, who's out of Mississippi, wrote 2 applications, got 22 referrals from the Legacy Safeguard System, and has already booked 6 appointments from those referrals. So this in after the day after the conference. So if you saw Brian Adams' pitch on legacy, and you said, "Woo, that's good." That's what most people do. They have a great idea, they see a great opportunity, and they go, "Woo," and then they don't do anything with it. So I would highly recommend you start implementing this into your system of selling. All right, so at the convention, at National Convention, our awards program was crazy good. So many people were recognized, and then we sold tickets to our View from the Edge, which will be in Raleigh, North Carolina, April 12th, 13th, and 14th. And these are the tickets. Who's leading so far? Adam Katz has had 50 people in his regional manager organization, so that doesn't count Linda Goebel and Keith. Jake and Beret Joseph are number 2 with 46. Terry and Tia Edwards' Dream Team with 37. Jason Olga Mathis already have 36. Mike and Kate Marisi 35. Noel Leventovich and Mike 31. And Mike and Carrie Williams have 30. So these numbers keep going up. Congratulations. I am so excited about the show that we're going to put together. And Riddle is leading the country with 181 in his hierarchy. Can they see these? Can we zoom in or just me reading them off? Reading them off. So Andy Riddle's leading with 181. Alex Abian, number 2, 170. Actually tied. Fitz and Abian are tied at 177. Leventovich is 124. Jason Olga Mathis, 104. Diane Lampy, 98. Davies, 70. Brandon Manley right behind him with 69. Paul Epstein right behind him with 69. And Joe Dukes right behind him with 67. And let's see. We got another view. This is assigned seats. So in other words, Riddle has 119, Abian has 119 tickets purchased. 58 of them have names on them. So with tickets that have purchased, we want to get them assigned to names as fast as possible. So we're going to start watching that. 177, my bad. 177 sold, 119 assigned, my bad. 177 sold, Abian. Riddle, 181 sold, 111. So Riddle has sold more tickets at 181, but only has 111 assigned. And the ultimate is butts in the seats. How many souls can you get to Raleigh, North Carolina, April 12th, 13th, 14th? And I know everybody asks when they're brand new, why is it so important that you get people to conventions? And I can tell you why it is, But the biggest thing I want to tell you is Charlie Tremendous Jones, Bill Britt, Larry Winters, Anthony Robbins, John Maxwell, anybody you talk to, anybody that's making multi-million and coaches people, they'll tell you this. Take the 5 people you hang around the most. Take their income, take their number of friends. Your best friend has 10 good couple buddies. Your worst friend, nobody likes you, okay? Whatever that average is who you are. So if your friend's average income is $72,000, your income's probably $72,000. And people wonder stuff. They go like, how do I get out of that average? Well, I was that guy 30 years ago. I'm from Union Ridge, North Carolina. If you go right now where my home place is, it is badass, okay? But my dad built that place for $10,000, and now I've added probably $2 or $3 million worth of additions. But if you just look at the people around there and average their income, that was my destiny. That's who I was going to be. So then you could take the country club in Burlington, North Carolina Country Club. And if I joined there and hang around, you just take the average income of those people and your income will move to that average. And people say, that's not entirely true. I go, yes, it is entirely true. I don't know how to tell you. Who you hang around is going to change your life. What I decided to do was do national comparisons, okay? So I like to compare myself to somebody like, say, let's say Kid Rock. I suck. So I'm trying to get there. So you take the Burlington Country Club people, no offense to y'all Burlington Country Club people, but I just ain't interested in having a house at that little country club. It makes no sense to me. When I was young, I was thinking, where do I want to be 5 years? What do I want to be 10 years? And I started hanging out with the elite. And you don't know the Brits, you don't know the Millers, but do you know Leventovich? You know Mike and Noel Leventovich. Do you know Andy Riddle? I mean, Andy Riddle's dropping $5,000 on a suit, on a suit, a jacket, pants, and people are just bizarre with that. He drops $1,000, $1,300 on a pair of shoes, and people go, that's stupid. It's stupid because it's real money to you. To somebody like Riddle, it's play money. So the question is, do you ever want to change where you are? If you want to change your average of people you hang around, you have to start hanging around people that are at a different level. So when I heard this preached, taught, explained clearly that all I had to do was get around and I would get what they got, I said, I'll do it. I'll give up everything I got. Matter of fact, I'll do more than give up everything I've got. I'll go negative. You don't have to do this because we got leads and you can print money. You don't have to. But I went negative, meaning credit card debt to get to the events. Like, I just didn't care. You don't have to be that committed. I was that committed. And people go like, are you happy? Like, where you've got, would you do it over again? You have no idea. Like, I would do 10x what I did. I wouldn't care. Knowing how much fun it is and how I live with my children and my best friends, yeah, it was worth it. And I hear people go like, well, I've heard people say they gave up everything to get rich or get wealthy. I go, I didn't give up everything. I didn't say that. What I did give up, I'd give up 10x of it. I didn't give up my wife. I'm married 36 years. Give up my children. I'm best friends with my kids. They're in business with me. I didn't give up my best friends. What I gave up was the country club of Burlington people. What I gave up was the Union Ridge people. I didn't know the country club people and don't want to get to know them. I went to coffee. One of my friends, that missionary, Merle Menon, took me over and sat down with some Burlington elite. Had some coffee. And I was like, I don't belong here. I just don't belong here. They were, surgeon, Dr. Khan, heart surgeon, this, that, and the other. And he's having coffee, and president of the manufacturing facility and president of the university. And I was just like, I love them. None of them have jets. None of them have been to Rome 3 times. None of them are scheduled to go to Egypt. None of them have hunted lions. And you go, maybe they don't want to do all that stuff. Maybe they don't. I didn't know I wanted to do it. But to me, who I picked to hang out with. So you get to pick who you hang out with. It's expensive and inconvenient. It's easy to hang out with the standard people. Do what you want to do. I don't care. But I'm telling Spencer, my son, I'm telling Brandon, my son-in-law, get your ass away from your broke ass, fun, always been there buddies. They will keep you down. They'll find a way. They'll make stupid look normal. They'll make mediocre look amazing. They will. They'll say things like $299 to go to an event. I'm like, bro, how much do you pay for your basketball tickets? Is it less than $299? And they'll go, yeah. And you go like, where are those seats? We wasn't setting those seats. But you would when you're poor. No, you wasn't. When I was poor, I was getting around the right people. I wasn't interested in nosebleed seats. I wasn't interested in non-suites. You understand what I'm telling you? It sounds crazy. ACC tournament. I don't know if you're interested in what SEC. Well, SEC, they made them available. Best tickets. I said, Missy, I said, Secretary, get all the 8 of the best tickets. I don't even know if I'm going, but get all of the base tickets and get me a suite in the hotel where the team is. A suite in the hotel where the team is. That's what I wanted when I was a Union Ridge boy 30 years ago, and they said this. And I said, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. Y'all ever watch, what do you call them, illusionist or hypnotic people? They always say, who wants to be hypnotized? Hypnotized. And the ones that are hypnotized, they bring them up and hypnotize. Yep. They don't want to go, I don't want to be hypnotized. They don't mess with them because they know it's going to be difficult. They want somebody easy. So when I'm looking for somebody that wants to make it big with us, I'm looking for her and says, oh, I want to make it. I want to do it. And then I go, okay, come here. But then if they come here and you put up the people up, you're going to hypnotize, and the ones that don't do what you say, they got to sit back down. But the ones that are hypnotized and ride around, naked on a broomstick, you go, hey, congratulations, you're hypnotized. It worked. But it's people that picked. It's people that picked to get hypnotized, right? So I picked to get rich. I go, who don't want to get rich? I said, I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh, use me. Beat me, tell me what to do. And they said things like, put it on your credit card. I was like, all right, put on my credit cards. They said, go here. And it was somebody's birthday. And my mom was like, you can't miss that funeral of Uncle Bernard, because if you miss Uncle Bernard's funeral, he going to turn over in his grave. I said, first of all, that fat ass couldn't roll over in his bed. Not to mention his funeral, not his casket. And if he does, if it pisses him off, good. I remember that time he hit me with a belt, pissed me off. I ain't even done nothing except said something smart ass to him, which I thought was funny. He should have laughed. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I decided when Mama said, you need to go to Uncle Bernard's. No offense to Uncle Bernard and Aunt Sarah and all them. Y'all love y'all. Y'all so awesome. But I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to that seminar. That's what I picked, because I raised my hand to be hypnotized. I raised my hand to be rich. I raised my hand to associate with a different kind. So that's my pick. Oh, we got some guests on here. I want to say hello to my friends, because all these guys are saying, I want to do it. I want to do it. And each one of them has done it to a different level, a different degree. Who do we have on here? Billy, can you pull them up? Oh my goodness, Gina Hawks. She has decided to be on a different level. Who else? Only saw Gina and only saw her for a second. Okay.
I can see Noelle. Okay, they're there.
Okay, now I can see Noelle, and now I can see Brandon Manley. So Brandon Manley don't have to do nothing, okay? He married my daughter. He's rich. He's going to be taken care of, right? But he said, I want to earn it. And he keeps doing it every day. He does psycho stuff to get wealthy, which will mean he's going to be double wealthy. Does that make sense? Like, I wanted to say that one day, is have a son-in-law that, I was like, I don't care what he does or not, he's going to be stupid rich, right? That's called money for your children. Now, a lot of people don't believe in that. Like my attorney, he was like, you want to leave how much to your kids? I was like, unlimited. He's like, what? Don't you like 10 million would be enough, or 15 million? I was like, no, that's just crazy. I want like 250 million each, right? And when the 250, that might sound crazy, but that's what I told him. We descend from the Habsburgs out of somewhere over there. And we ain't from here, by the way, if you didn't know, we ain't from America. And we just, not born here. I mean, I was, but not my people. My people from somewhere else. All right. So I wanted to say that Brandon's doing it, and he can decide anytime it ain't worth the fight to get there, but currently he does it. Mike and Noel. Noel decided, how many years ago, Noel, did you say, ooh, I want to do it? Because Abian asked you, how many years ago was that?
It's like 23 years ago.
Help!
Can you hear me? Can anyone?
Oh my God, can we hear you? Okay, try again, Noel.
It was 23 years ago.
Okay, 20 years. Just to define for y'all, it was like she was on volume 6007 in here. And this place don't let in sound or out sound. It just kept hitting, ringing our ear. So anyway, thank you. Noel, 23 years ago, you went, ooh.
I did. I was like, yeah, just tell me where to be, when to be there.
So here's some kind of way it went. Show them how it went down with Alex Abian.
Well, Alex and I worked in a business. I knew who he was, and he popped his head up over the cubicle and said, hey, do you want to make some money? And I was like, yeah. And so I got in a van with 7 guys, and I drove 9 hours one way overnight to sit in a meeting, and that's where I met you there. And we turned around that same day, 9 hours back, and I got my, I was in class right away and got my license. And it's been a hell of a ride and still coming. So
think about it like this. You're watching. I dug down like this, thinking, hey, you want to make some money? That's the way it went down, right, Noel? Hey.
That's the way it went down, Andy. Yeah.
And you said yeah, and it's just kind of been on since then. I'm trying to think of the different things I could tell you. They live in an insane, beautiful home on a golf course that they don't hang out with anybody else on that golf course. They hang out with people all over the world that are stupid rich. Right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's doctors and attorneys and business owners and things in our neighborhood and whatnot, but we spend our time traveling the world, so.
Investment bankers, high-level people, private equity. No, they don't live like Mike and Noel. Debt-free, traveling the world, taking for the kid. Tell them where your daughter is. Tell where Erin is now. What's she doing?
Well, Erin is a junior at South Carolina. She's also in this business, but she's traveling for the whole semester. She left on December 31st. And she started in Thailand, Bangkok. We got her on the boat, and she went to Malaysia, traveled around there, Kuala Lumpur, and some other places. She was in India for a week, and now she's at sea on her way to Kenya, which is blows my mind. She's going to many places that are on my bucket list, but she's very excited. I talked to her yesterday. She's doing really well. This was her dream. A big part of her dream. She could have graduated early. She had enough credits, but she wanted to do this since she was a freshman in high school. She heard about semester at sea. And so she's taking her classes while she's on the ship. And then when she's off at port, they go around and they visit different cities and different cultures and things like that. So she's living her dream right now, Andy, and it's all because of you and the Alliance that she's able to do that.
Well, it is, and it's also because you raised your hand. And it's because you chose to sacrifice. Because I can't even imagine the sacrifices y'all have made in deciding to walk away, miss this wedding, miss this funeral, miss this birthday. You don't miss a birthday, you just do it somewhere else, or you do it a different day or in a different city, or maybe you do the birthday around different people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's been a lot of sacrifices. I was listening to what you were saying about, these hanging out with these people and thinking, I shouldn't be here right. I don't need to be here right now. So we did a lot of that, getting around the right people to learn this business. Yeah, we raised our hands and we said we're in, and we're going to do whatever we need to do, and we're going to continue to do that. And we missed a lot of birthday parties, and not missed, but just moved them to another day. And but for every event that happened, we were there, and we got our ticket right away. And we made the decision that we were going to be there, whatever it took. So, that's what we're trying to pass along to. But that's what that's why we're able to do this cool stuff now. And especially to see my daughter, I have 4 kids, see all of them out there living their dreams and being able to do different things. We put them in private school from the time they were in pre-K all the way up. And that was just our decision. We wanted to do that, but the people that they've been able to meet along the way has been a big impact on that too. So yeah, there were a lot of sacrifices. They're all good. I don't regret any of them, except I wish I would have been hiring people faster and more, with more urgency, but that's not a regret.
Tell Brandon what you wish you'd have done 23 years ago, because, he's only 5 years in, so tell him. And he's young. He's still like in his early 30s.
I wish we would have poured more time, energy, effort, and money into finding people into this business right now. I wish I would have done more of that sooner, but we're doing it now, so I have no regrets on that. Outside of that, I mean, we were at it every meeting. I wish I would have pushed harder to promote the next meeting to get more people to that meeting, but it was all about finding one more to go. So continuing to do that.
Okay, let's do this. Gina Hawks, you travel the United States of America every week, teaching, reaching your hand out, coaching people for the Alliance, and we're so grateful for that. Jane Albright my wife talks about it all the time. She's like, Gina's doing so much for the company. I was like, I agree. And so just, Gina, if you would, highlight some of the top places you've ever been as you travel, all expense paid around the world. Can you tell me some of your favorites?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Andy, for having me on the call today. It's a great honor, especially to be on here with superstars like Brandon and Noelle and you. But yeah, it's hard to pick favorites now because we've been to so many incredible places. But I do have to say the Greek cruise that we did, the Greek Isles cruise, Santorini, is definitely very, very high on my list. That was one of the islands that we visited on that trip. Also, we did the Mediterranean cruise and went to the Amalfi Coast, and that is definitely a highlight. Paris, loved Paris. But again, I could keep going on and on and on. But I don't even know how many different countries we've been to at this point. But those were definitely some of my favorites. Santorini and the Amalfi Coast were both absolutely gorgeous.
Being from Union Ridge, North Carolina, or Burlington, North Carolina, both tiny towns, Greensboro, North Carolina, whatever you want to call it, to know where the Amalfi Coast is and what it looks like is mind-boggling to me that I know that I know what Mykonos is and Santorini is. We have a restaurant here in Burlington called Mykonos, and nobody in there knows that it's legit. Food's great, and it tastes like it comes from Mykonos. They have no idea that there's a legitimate place in Greece, and you just look at them and you go like, y'all from Burlington, ain't you? Good people, you understand? No offense to my friends that work in Mykonos, because they're great people. But then until they get out and about, they don't know. And it's, okay, Gina, I just want to tell you that I see another unbelievable, bizarre dream trip in your future and Phil's future. I'm just going to see it. I see it right now. It's very, very, very short. Shortly, you will see it for yourself. So I am told that if you click...
Thank you so much I would not have gotten to see those amazing places if it weren't for you and the Alliance. And I came from a very, very, very small town in West Virginia where literally there are more cows than people. And to believe that I've been to these amazing places is just incredible. So thank you so much.
So she did. And what happened, high level, somebody saw that this girl had straight A's. Not only straight A's, she had 100%. Like she hadn't missed a question. And through high school. And I think she might have missed one answer in college or something like that. And this guy said, "You're pretty smart." And she's like, very humble about it. And he said, "You need a shot. You need to hang around the right people." That's Jim Henson. And Jim got her around the right people, and that's why she's here today. Now, sacrifices, stuff that she did that nobody else knows. It's not, I did a talk at convention about how you think. It's just flipping a switch and changing the way you think. And then somebody keeping you on track. So she had Jim Henson to keep her on track, and she had me to keep her on track, and she's smart as everything herself. But congratulations on your success so far. Oh, where are you this week and where are you next week coaching and teaching, Gina?
Yes, I'll be in Melbourne, Florida on Friday doing a boot camp with Eric Belair. That's this Friday, I think from 11:30 to 4:30. And then next week, Monday, I will be in Orlando with Clay and Lucero. And then Tuesday, I will be in Atlanta with Clay and Lucero. Then Wednesday, I will be in Denver, Marcus Richardson. And Thursday, I'll be in Albuquerque with Jake and Veray Joseph.
Okay, so if you can get to these places, if you have people that are within 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, have them drive in to see Gina, it'll be worth it. And I know we will have people 15 minutes away from the meeting place, and they'll choose to stay at home because of a reason. Some people call it an excuse. They will call it a reason. To me, it's the same thing. A great reason, a great excuse, same thing. Don't do what you got to do. All right, so apparently to get to Legacy, you click on the arc, and across the top, there's resources. You click on resources, and you scroll down to the bottom, and there is Legacy Systems. You click on Legacy, and it'll show you how it works. You can start enrolling people in this free system that is truly bizarre offering from Integrity. And it's every referral, every person additional person you give this to is a referral that you can create more income from. It's literally printing money. So it is available on resources. Robbie Kraft will make sure something goes up where you can see how to get to it because we want to drive people to this because it's just a money-making machine. Okay, Brandon Manley, I know you are recruiting and building, and I know you're having some great success, and I know Houston and Dallas, Texas is awesome for you, so I want to show you a resource that's available. I don't know if you can see, this is being put up on WhatsApp, on the agency manager, it's being put up on the Alliance private Facebook, but this is a map of opportunity across the country. So if you're one of those people that go, ooh, I'll do it. I'll do what you say. What I would do is I would start running ads around Houston. Is Harris County? I'm thinking Harris County is Houston. Can you tell me what the price of those leads are, Clay? Okay, so right now we can produce 104 more leads a week than we're producing. I think we're producing 10 a week. We can produce 104 more. Let me know when you got that price. These leads are $60 each in Harris County. We can produce 100 a week. Just above in Montgomery, 17 a week. Galveston, 11. I can't read that one. I'm not sure what that. And Fort Brazoria and Fort Bend. So the general area of Houston, we can explode it. Where is Corpus Christi? I thought that was Corpus Christi. So, Noasis? I don't see it. Okay, let's go to, give me a green place, Clay, that is high producing. How about Maricopa, Arizona? What are they selling for? Okay, so Arizona, we've got tons. They can do 100 and 114 more a week. Those are $50. These are gold mine territories that we're going to start getting all this out. Now everything is going to be smooth and easier to see as the website's being built, and it is being built. What we're doing is we're saying ready, fire, aim. We're saying here's the information. We'll get it to you as fast as possible. All right, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get Kat and Bree and Clay come up here. I want to talk to y'all about leads that are available. Because, Brandon, what I'm saying is you're looking for talent where there's resources. So where you have talent, tell them where the resources are that they can find more talent. So you're like a dating agency. You got leads and people that want to be bought, and you got people that want to buy them. You with me? Your job is to marry this. So find the key people, sell them on the key dating areas where you can get leads at a discount and where there are a volume of leads. Because if leads are $2 and you can only get one, I'm not impressed. If leads are, you can get 100 a week, but leads are $300 each, I don't care. So I'm looking for that marriage. Give me 100 leads a week for $50 or something. So talk to me. Can you tell them about this lead cheat sheet, all the leads that are inventory, what's the deal, and what are we offering?
Hey, y'all. I'm Kat with the leads team. Y'all are my favorite people, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is the lead cheat sheet. If you guys can see this.
Just read it off. Tell
all
them
right. So we got B through G. It starts from $12 all the way down to $2. And it depends on which county you're in. So let's say if it's in a green county, you got 20% off. It'll be 20% off the 12. If it's a red, it'll be 20% premium on the 12. So just keep in mind. But it's all 8 weeks. Very, very simple. B through G. If you have a subscription right now, they are half off until February 5th. So blow your minds out and go grab up everything you can. I already have agents doing that right now, locking up counties, trying to get everything they can.
All right. So, Bree, I want you to try to say this. You did a great job, but I want you to try to beat her. More simple, more clear what's available.
Okay. Hey, y'all. I'm Bree. And the simplest way to put this would be, you have your base price of your $12 to $2 from B through G leads, but if you have a subscription right now, all the way through the 5th, you can get for a discounted price, starting at $6 to only $1.
Okay. All right. Here goes my shot. All right. Leads across the country have been produced. These are direct mail leads where people sign their name to them. Like hundreds of thousands have been produced, and they're in inventory. So people have had these leads. Let's be clear. These are old leads. We always sell old leads for these prices, anywhere from $12 down to $2. We're selling them for half the price. Half price through February 5. Then they will go back to the original prices, basically double in price, and it'll be a calculation. It may be a premium. So the $12 lead may be $18, or the $12 lead, you might be able to get it for $9. But the base will go back to 12 to 2. And it'll be sold on a premium or a discount. But right now, there's no premium, there's no discount, it's half off. We would like to get every lead category out of inventory so we can start all over. Okay, that's as simple as I can put it. When this lead sale is over, you will go to traditional buying, and there is no more. So we've already sold hundreds of thousands already through this, but they're available. Tell them how to contact you or how to turn in a subscription.
Yeah, so you can turn in a subscription through the link. We have it on both of our Popple accounts. You can book with us on Simply Book Me. You can email us, text us, anything that you have for us, just reach out.
What is that, Clay? Do you know what that one is? So Clark is Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
You have any idea the prices in Vegas off the hand? All right. So you'll be able to look and see what the prices are. The idea is to match up.
$40.
Yeah, so $40 a lead in Vegas.
And you can have a good time.
Oh, yeah, and you have a good time.
Yeah.
Don't gamble, don't drink, don't do drugs.
Don't do that.
Unless you have to.
Correct.
Peer pressure. Same as income, peer pressure. 5 people you hang out with, peer pressure. Income, peer pressure. It's just peer. It's all about peer pressure.
That's kind of I want.
I know, right? Okay, Clay, just kind of update us on what's available, how we're going to be getting this word out, how they can find out more, where's it going to be posted.
Yep, actively posting these right now on the AM, WhatsApp, and Facebook. So you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to get your orders in and your subscriptions. Now, I'd like to point out that this map here that Andy has posted reflects what is currently available, okay? So these numbers are going to change as subscriptions go into force. This green map he's pulled up right now is what we can produce as a whole. The darker yellow and brown map is, I guess, orange, is what's available now. So to be clear, we will shut down counties. They will not be able to put more GMRs in if we have exceeded the amount of leads that we can produce in that area. So the sprint is on. If there's an area that you want to lock up, I would be getting with LPT, going to their booking channel at lpt.simplybook.me to get with those ladies so that way you can submit your subscription. There's also a lead subscription request form that you can fill out. They'll contact you, make sure everything looks good so you can get it straight. So keep an eye out, AM WhatsApp, RM WhatsApp. We're also going to be posting these on the Facebook group, and then managers feel free to disseminate and spread that out to your team so that way they see what's available where and how much we can produce on a weekly basis.
Okay, Brandon Manley, you had a lot of great people at convention, and I'm throwing opportunity at you. What is y'all's, like, where are you traveling to? What have you got as far as people, leads, processes? I know you got people ordering the seminar system. Just kind of give us a high level. Talk to Noel, talk to Gina, and everybody else. Just what's going on in your world.
Yeah, lots going on in, we got Dallas, Austin, Houston is really starting to kick up a notch. Then we got some stuff happening in Georgia always. So, and then here locally too, we got people on subscription basis for direct mail. We got people who are supplementing some of their direct mail with internet leads. I've got folks doing IUL leads. I've got folks doing the seminars, annuity leads. The seminars is really kind of crazy to me. I mean, I just that's an exciting part of the business now, and it seems like the success. I know Michael Weinberg's doing one next Monday, and I think he said he's got 60 people confirmed. 60 people have RSVP to it, and so he's really excited about that across 2 sessions. But yeah, we got a lot going on, a lot of opportunity. I mean, it just keeps on being brought. Like you're talking about that legacy safeguard program. I mean, it's really kind of in our court what we do with all the resources that we got. And so I'm just trying to get together with people one-on-one and figure out, hey, what's the best game plan? Like, we got new people getting started in Dallas and Houston, and I'm like, all right, what's available, right? What's available to us? Let's get them started. Get them on a subscription as soon as possible so they got leads coming in often. Because if they're not on some sort of subscription, it's just there's no way that they're going to gain momentum. They're not going to. There's no consistency behind that. So luckily, we got a system where that's in place. So we just got to utilize it. And so that's what we're looking at, one-on-one conversations, trying to figure out the best strategy, talking with LPT, saying, hey, you know what's available in that area? All right, let's attack these areas. Being on those phone calls with your downline so you know exactly what they're getting, and then just executing from there.
Okay. I'm buying in. Do you have scheduled seminars? Are you traveling? Do you have anything already set up?
I will I'll have dates and everything here to you shortly.
Okay. All right. So we had a misread or a misquote. This is what Olga was supposed to say. She was supposed to say, "Don't be a grinning possum." Okay? I'm not sure what she was talking about, but there are people that are grin like a possum. If you've never seen a possum grin, you don't know how a possum grins. This give you an idea of how a possum grins. So a lot of people liked her quote. So we made shirts available that all the profit is going toward that missionary group in India. And so if you want to wear Olga's quote from NatCon, and Olga, we can get her to do a little short video. That's what we need, is a short video from Olga explaining what she meant to say and what her intentions were. But it was pretty funny. Her misquote was worth documenting. It was an accident. It was funny. But that's what she meant to say. Don't be a grinning possum. Thank you, Olga. And I can't do it in Olga's accent. But Olga, we would like for you to do that and educate us on what you meant, because that was interesting. Okay. Here's something that's kind of urgent we want to do, and I get this out to agency managers. We'll post this for you. Any information, Diane Lampy, that you need, Brandon, that you need, here's what we're looking for. This is my top producers in the country. And like Rory and Ariel Bean did 308,000. Rory Bean can do 600,000 a year. Here's the problem. He's making more money than he's ever made in his life. He probably cleared 300,000, close to it. I need him to clear 600,000. He needs somebody to push him. So if somebody would challenge Rory Bean, and we could look at it each week to see how your production does, in January of next year at National Convention, we're going to have a pie contest. So we're going to have hopefully 100 challengers. So who could compete? Now, we've had some people, like this, like Adam Johnson's like, I want to compete with Jerry Burbage, 256. I think that's fair. But if you scroll way down, I have people that did like 50,000 and they're challenging Rory. I'm not looking for that because I just don't think you got the fight. And don't get me wrong, I got one of them. He's like, I got the fight. And I go, okay, we'll see. But after 2 or 3 months, we're going to pair him or her with somebody they can actually fight with if they're getting beat by just insane numbers. We're looking for iron, sharpening iron, people that are fairly the same last year, whether it's in recruiting, personal direct wit, whether it is hierarchy volume, or whether it's personal production. But I personally think Michelle Colin can do 600,000, not 280, if somebody would compete. I would say Jolene and Michelle Colin want to compete, 280 and 261. I think it'd be fun to see them compete and keep it posted, who's winning the contest. But you're going to have to pick your people. Like I picked Danny Johnson and Marcus Richardson, who can have the most people to National Convention a year from now. Now, we can keep you posted at A View from the Edge and see how they do. But this is a long contest that I'm looking for Danny and Marcus to compete. They don't have to, but they both shook hands and agreed to it. So if you can put people together, cats, that want to compete and they'll shake hands on it. Now, Jolene was talking trash to Megan Wood, and I don't know if she wants to compete with her or just wants to write more business. Look, Megan Wood wrote 1.3 million. She made well over $1 million in sales and like over 200,000 from overrides from other people. Not a bad income from a girl that's making 45,000 a year as a bartender at Applebee's. Applebee's. Not even the Outback. We're talking Applebee's. She might not have been making 45,000. And she made well over $1 million. And I truly don't understand why she's able to keep going when most people stop once they've made more money than they've ever dreamed of. She's making more money than she's ever dreamed of, and she continues to push forward. So it is not, Jeff Schultz killed it this year, killed it with 545,000. I 100% predict that Jeff Schultz is going to do $1 million because he's got stride. He'll do $1 million, I think, this year. It shouldn't be 1.3 million all the way down to 545,000. We should have more people at $1 million. All these people, you jump all the way down here to number 24, Nick Greco's at 250. Nick can do 500 if he'll compete with, say, Mike Guerra. So find somebody you can compete in the category. And if you want to compete in multiple categories, but find someone that's close to where you are or better than where you are, and let's set up a competition and let's track it every week and let's see who can win the contest, because people will do more to win a contest than they will for money. So, and I get it that everybody says, no, you don't understand. I'm going to try to do the best I can. I go, yeah, I hear you, but let's see what happens when you compete with somebody, and let's do the math on it and see if you move up. Vinny, 285, he's looking for some competitors. I know Jerry Burbage wants some competitors. Scott Kuster wants some competitors. Adam Burge. I know Adam would like to run with somebody. Kathy Hepburn, I know she would like to. What I'm looking for, not only the number of people that we have selling, but personal production, I think we can double just like that. And the more people have money from selling, they can spend that money to invest in a hierarchy, invest in other people selling. So here's the thing. If Megan Wood stops selling right now, her 90% of her money goes away. She goes from $1 million a year, 1.2 million to 200,000 a year. Not bad, 200,000, but she likes spending that million. You can build $1 million override system here if you'll invest the money. So where do you get the money? Selling. So if you're selling, make 300,000, you're going to have to pay taxes to the government, or you hire other people and invest money you're not trying to get a tax write-off, you're trying to build your company. Right. But you're either giving the money to the government or you're building your company. And I don't know, the way this country's going, I just don't know how long they're going to continue to let you do stuff. I've heard some of the craziest laws and rules that the government's bringing in, and none of them are going to affect me because I'm already here. But if you're down here and they put those rules in, it's going to be more difficult for you to rise up. Hear what I'm telling you? That window, what I'm seeing is the window is closing. You need to get up, you need to get bigger, you need to get established while they're letting us do stuff. Because when we started 23 years ago, it was way crazier with a lot of things we do. We never heard from the government, no laws, nothing. They put in law after law trying to slow us down. I don't understand why they do it, but I'm telling you, they're doing it. This window's open in America for you to move up to a different class, to a different income, to a different tax bracket. But if you don't invest now, I think 10 years now it's going to be harder. I think 5 years now it's going to be harder. They're putting rules in place for internet leads that's making it more expensive than it used to be. So this window, you need to go all in and you need to be quicker. We've got a lot of 18-year-olds that are building a business. I'd like to see you guys go from making $100,000, literally making 100,000 at 18 years to creating 100,000 a month in the next 5 years. I'd really like to see 200,000 a month in the last 5 years, 200,000 in overrides. Because it's not possible. No, I know it's possible. I've seen it done, and I want to help you. But I'm going to try to keep it very, very simple for you so you know what to do. Okay. Noel, you had a lot of young people there, sharp, upwardly mobile. We also kind of beat everybody, not beat them up. We coached on hiring more talented, more skilled, better background people, better educated people, better historical people that's something in the past. Can you talk about some of the people that you had there and what you're preaching and teaching?
Thank you, Andy. Yeah, I mean, we had the most excited, the most ambitious, focused, urgent team that we've ever had in an event. I was talking to Jake and Ray a little bit earlier. Their team is just fired up. They have a ton of people that came back. Well, they had a group of people that stayed, and then the next day, they didn't take time off. They went back into the office. Ray was telling me that last night. And they're focused on growing and running appointments and stuff like that. So we have a ton. Jan Miller had like 3 young, I can think of 3. She might have had more than that, young, focused guys there that they're coming out of the gate running. So we're focused on getting these, like Manley talked about, getting people on these leads under management is what we used to call it, but getting people their lead subscriptions so that they can keep the ground running and keep that consistency going. That's a big part of what we're focused on this week. One of the other big things that we're focused on is people that were there, making sure that they get their ticket to the view right now and not waiting. That ticket price is going to go up on the 4th, I think it is, at midnight. And we don't want anybody to have to pay more than what they need to pay to get to the view, because that event is way different than what you saw at NatCon. This event is I love this event. There's so many different characters that all ties in with the alliance and the people with the insurance thing that we do. but it's in a fun way. It's a different way of educating people. And then the speakers that y'all laid out, Andy, I'm so excited for the speakers that'll be there. So our focus this week is making sure people get a ticket that were at NatCon and then get an extra ticket for someone else that they're going to bring with them to NatCon before that window closes on that cost. Now we're going to continue to sell tickets at the price that goes up to, but we want you to get your tickets now. Okay. And if you get it now, you'll be set, you'll be focused. So that's what our focus is this week. And I love that people are taking action coming out of the event. We have people on our team that have set their calendars up, that are talking to more people. We had somebody that gave us a couple people to talk to that was brand new in terms of building their business. So we're very excited for what we have going on here, but that's what our focus is this week.
I am excited about the people that you have coming on. It was, I was inspired and fired up at the people I met. 2 years ago, we were bringing on the most needy. It was not good, okay? It was people that were not skilled, that were not intelligent. They had a terrible history of failure after failure. And we really just...
the most entitled people. You know what I mean? These people, the ones we have, are more focused on, I'm doing this. Kind of like what you were saying in the beginning of the call.
Entitled, that's a great word. What do I get? What do y'all bring to me? Not what can I bring to the table, not who I am, but what do y'all give me? So this is to those young people that Boone brought, that Schultz brought, that you brought, Noel, Brandon, your sharp people that you had. So what I want you to do is keep this thing simple. All right, let's do the lead investment. And this is just off the cuff. You got your calculator ready. We'll do some calculations. So if you're investing $1,000 a week in leads, okay, $1,000, and you issue $10,000 in premium, okay, and there's a grid. Our commission grid goes from 55 to 140. So to keep the math easy, I'm going to put you at 100. Okay, now if you were only at a 55 or only at a 80, you're going to get to 100, but you can take 20% off. If you're on a 110, you can add a 10% to what I'm telling you. So if you do 10,000, you're going to roughly make 10,000 because you're at 100%. So if you're at 80%, you're going to make 8,000. So your net is your gross minus your expense. That is awesome. Okay, you're making 10 times your money. All right. If you only invested $400, in other words, cheaper leads, and you got 10,000 in sales, that's even better. It's a better ROI. If you invested $1,200 and you got 10,000 in sales, it's not as good, but look at the investment you're making on your money. When they put money in some kind of a CD or a real estate deal, you're looking at making 5% to 25% on your money. Here, what we're talking about here, that's like a 10,000% ROI. Like the numbers are just ridiculous. So my point being, when you're educating people, Brandon, you've got to walk these guys through, and same thing with Schultz. You've got to walk them through. You got to invest. The more you invest, the more premium you're going to get, and the higher the ROI. Buying for leads. It's weird that I have to sell people on, what's going to give me a new page right here? That's not giving me a new page. That it? All right. If you're going to go into real estate, you buy a house, you're going to have to borrow $80,000 or $100,000 in order to net $100 a month. If you got some great deal, you make $200 a month. Again, who cares? Give me the number. But so let's say your payment is $500 a month because you got a mortgage payment. Well, you're not going to sit there and make $100 a month. You buy another house and your mortgage payment is $500, you make another $100 a month. So you're netting $100. So now you're netting $200. So the more debt you get, it's a crazy concept. The more debt you get, the more money you get. Now people they justify it, and I agree with them. I've got equity, I've got value. Even though I owe money, I got the house, 100%. My point being, you sell all your houses, you have no rental income. So the more lead debt you have, it's not debt, it's lead flow. So if you have $1,000 a week commitment, you can make more money than if you have $100 a week commitment. So the whole deal, and it is backwards thinking, or it's opposite thinking of 90% of the world, 99% of the world. 99% of the world says, save money, and there's this guy out there that's making stupid money telling people how to not spend money. He's out of Nashville, Tennessee. What's his name? Dave Ramsey. What a genius, because everybody wants to be debt-free and have money in the bank. That's what Dave Ramsey teaches. Never does he say you're going to be stupid rich. He don't say that. He says you're going to be debt-free, and you get debt-free. You ain't got no money. You don't get to travel nowhere. It's genius what he says. And people pay him money. They pay him $500 for a seminar. Or better, he'll get a church to pay $500 for a seminar, and you can go for free because you're poor. So he gets his money from a church. All these poor people give him money to church, and church gives it to Ramsey, and they bring Ramsey in. He's a genius. I keep saying it's genius because I don't want him to sue me. He's a smart guy, but he never preaches wealth. He never preaches freedom. He never preaches travel the world. He never preaches like 4 or 5 trips a year. He never preaches that. So what I'm preaching, in a way, is debt. It's you're borrowing another $100K, you borrow another $100K for a house, you borrow another $100K, so you're $300,000, but at least you have $300 residual income, and the rent's paying the mortgages, which is paying your debt down. So it's the exact same concept of owning multiple houses and creating incremental money of revenue coming in. You kick a revenue coming in by increasing your debt. So, Brandon Manley, your job is to get this guy to commit to X amount of money per week. Then his job, his key, is to get him to get people to commit to X amount of money per week. So each hierarchy, you want to look at the lead flow. How many dollars are going out towards leads? We call that leads under management that Noel mentioned. And so as an individual, how much are you spending on leads? And then this hierarchy of Vinny, Jeff Schultz, how many leads can they get purchased? Because when you do the math on how many leads can get purchased, that creates the amount of income that you have coming in. So seminars, right now you've got Tom, and then you got Michael. So Michael's got, I think, like 3 seminars scheduled. February, March, and April, he's got a seminar scheduled. So the trick is, Michael needs somebody to have a February, March, and April seminar schedule. How come I'm not getting anything? All right, So the math of how many people you can get. So if you can get, right now you got 1 seminar schedule a month. If you can get 2 seminar schedules. So just tracking, I think they call them, the real world calls it KPI, or key performance areas. So it's the number of lead flow, the number of seminars. We've got internet leads that you can buy from Integrity Lead Center. I think they're only $9. But if you get a guy, a genius, who's buying one $9 lead per month or per week, it's going to drive you crazy. It's getting a person that'll commit to $500 of internet leads, $500 of direct mail. You got $1,000. Get another person. So it's educating each individual, Brandon, on what their responsibility is. And then the hardest part, okay, the hard part is you doing it. Next hardest part is getting somebody to do it. But if you can get this guy to teach somebody else how it works, that's where you get exponential explosion. All right. So we've got, what's today's date? Somebody give me 31st. And we're going all the way until April 12, 13, 14. Okay? So this number from 12, 13, 14, the amount of people that you can get in the event. So the people that attended National Convention are easier to get them to invest in leads. Easier to come to the meetings when Gina is close by. Easier to get them to buy a ticket here. So the first thing is go to every single person, nicely go to them and say, have you bought your ticket for A View from the Edge? The next concept is, what is your lead commitment per week? So I'm doing this a lot too. I had so many people do hey, I want to get rich. And then, so they're saying, hey, tell me exactly what to do. I want to come to Burlington. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get people up here. But I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to come up here to start doing this. What is your commitment? If you're one of these people, what is your commitment on lead flow per week? What is your commitment per week on lead flow? What is your current commitment to be at A View from the Edge? This is like brain-numbing stuff for me because I've been doing it so long. But for other people, I realize that it's brand new. And the more intelligent person, because there are people sitting out there going, you tell them, I agree, I'm in. And then they ask them, have you got a subscription? They go like, not yet. And I almost want to go like, what is wrong with you? Abused? You know, what's the deal? But they're just not intelligent. They can't do the thing where you look down at yourself and you're aware that you're not doing it. I don't know. So you tell me, what are your KPIs? What's your statistics? What's your mathematical? I had a couple people there that are high-level programmers. They make $150,000, $200,000 on their job, and they're smart as hell. These are the kind of people, believe it or not, these are the kind of people that can kill this business, because what they do is they understand statistics, how much you're investing per week, and then getting them to see the results when they put in 1,000 a week, what kind of leads what kind of ROI they're getting. And then it's just pour more money in, pour more money in, pour more money in. All right, Noel, help me with that. Talk to me about the same concept, who you've got building, who you've got paying attention to their statistics.
So we do these weekly calls that you've kind of instituted with us, but with different people, organizations in our group. Joseph Dukes is a big one. He's been doing this within his team, talking about these KPIs, how many leads they have. Jake and Bray, we help them there too as well. And then we have people within our outside legs, Chris Manifold and some others in our second leg under Megan, that we're doing these kind of calls. Christina Woodling's another one, talking about these KPIs, you know, leads under management is one, but we also talk about how many recruiting agents do we have? How many unique writing agents we have? How many issue paid legs in width that we have? So we're talking about all these key performance indicator numbers, and it's helping us focus. How do we get one more? How do we do one more? Who do we need to talk to within the organization to do that? And also, you mentioned it, how many organizations or issue paid legs do we have coming to the next event that's already got a ticket? And then how many in depth as well. And that keeps us focused, Andy, which I really love. You started doing that with us in like October. You know, there's so many different things to think about, but if we're focused on the key things to help move our business, I see a tipping point coming within the Alliance, but specifically within our organization. I was talking to Jake and Bray about this the other day, as well as Joseph. There's a tipping point coming, and we are going to be a big part of that tipping point, because we talked about it in the beginning. The most ambitious, focused, urgent people. Oh, here's another thing. I'm not going to be talking negative about anything, and I'm not going to have anybody being negative talking around me. What we're going to be talking about is what we got going and where we're going and what's happening now. And we are going to speak, and we are speaking. We have the most ambitious, focused, urgent team in all of the Alliance, and quite frankly, in all of Integrity. And so if the whole Alliance is speaking in the same way, this ship and this tipping point is happening now. So not to get a little preachy, but these are the key things we're looking at. And if people don't want to be a part of it, that's okay. We're going to love on them and invite them anyway. And we're going to focus where we need to focus. And that's what you've been teaching us over the last 90 days or last quarter. So.
Okay. All right, so this is to you, Brandon, but it's also to Michelle, who I think a lot of, and I think you can do a lot better, Olivia and Shayla. It can apply to you too, Noel. So when I say to you, or when I go to AP and I go, AP, so this is you, AP, who is your sharpest guy? Here's the words I get a lot of times. He wants it bad. He needs it. He wants it and he needs it. Here's what I'd like to know. How old is he? Where did he go to school? And what has he ever done in the past? Won a national championship in ice hockey. Won a national championship in lacrosse. He was on the team. He was the goalie. He got a 4-year degree from University of Tampa. He got a 4-year degree from Ohio State. He got a 4-year degree from SMU. What does that have to do with future results, Albright? It's very predictable. Very predictable. Want to and needs it bad. Don't tell me nothing. So why do you think, I thought you didn't care if people went to college. I don't care. But if he was a Marine and he got up the rank of 4, what is that, E4? What do you have to do to get an E4? Like, I'm glad you got an E4, but how hard is it if you're a Marine? Is it E4, is that such a title? Y'all don't know, huh? Yes. Danny, what's a good title to get up to? Sergeant Master? Master Sergeant. What E is that? Huh? E7? E8? E9? How about Special Forces did 7 missions? Helicopter pilot. Medic. MP. Give me a fighter from the past. Well, listen, I'm not a fighter. I didn't go to college. I never won a national championship. I didn't play D1, didn't play D2. Go, then what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to show you. Well, show me and quit talking about it. For this guy that was a Marine, I'm telling you, if you're building your team, Brandon, and this is the best person that you've got, please, God, tell me something. Tell me something that this person has done besides wants it bad. Tell me because they're a disaster and there's nowhere up. There's nowhere but up. Let me tell y'all something. Hell is always below. No matter how low they are, they can go to hell. Does that make sense? Like it can get worse. I just don't need their worst. So what we're trying to find is people that have a history of success. So like if I went to you, Noel, like for example, you got one guy, Patrick Connors, super smart. That is a sign of success. You got your daughter, Erin, super smart, great parents. You and
Patrick
Mike.
is under Alex Avian. I wish I would have hired him, but
The guy that hired them, Alex Abian, Air Force, master's degree, all this stuff he brings to the table when he got started. When you look at most of the successful people, like one of the reasons we like Megan Wood is because we say something like, she's just a bartender at Applebee's. That's because we want you to think that she was. What you don't know is the things she's accomplished. They're very out of the ordinary things she's accomplished. And I'm not going to get into her history, but she's overcame some ridiculous stuff and she's won. She's been victorious of some odd stuff in her life. Like, here's an example. She bought a house, had a single mama with a kid, and was able to buy a house. Not she was homeless. Not she was living with her parents. And she sent in a mortgage protection lead, and she bought mortgage protection. That's huge. Like if you told me this girl did this, I'd be like, that's impressive. What else she done? And then I'm not getting into her personal business because it's her stuff. But she overcame this, she did this, she did that. You start listing stuff that they overcame, it starts to mount up to this person's going to be successful. So finding things that people did in their past. I love education. I love military. I love competitions that they won at. Find these top people and bring them to me. So then once you bring this person, you're teaching this person exactly. Now, I think Brandon knows this. I know Noel knows this. There's stuff I'm not going to say with everybody listening. And Brandon, you can't say it when the whole world, but one-on-one you can say, come here. So you come here to JT. Come here to John. Come here. Come here. Look, let me tell you what we're looking for. Then you go out there. So you're telling JT, you're telling John or Olivia. You take your number one person that you found. First of all, Olivia, find a number one. Find a number one and bring them to me and say. And I'll line them up and I'll say, all right, Olivia, this is awesome that you got this one person. That's awesome. Try to find somebody better. Like I got somebody that graduated Alamance Community College. I love Alamance Community College. Find somebody that graduated from Elon. Somebody that graduated from Catawba. So it's a level up. Then find me somebody that graduated from Carolina. Find me somebody that graduated from NC State. You see, there's a level up. So once you got your comparison, try to find me somebody better. And so you might say, this is my number one person right here. This is my number one person. Okay. Everybody else you hire is going to compare. They're either going to fall on this side, they're not quite as good. Billy, we need to turn this thing off and turn it on. Find somebody on this side or you find somebody on this side. Somebody better than them and worse than them. And you start ranking them. These are my best people. These are my worst people. People don't want to be ranked. And people will fight to get a higher rank, but I'll rank them. Does that make sense? Same thing when it comes to your staff. The more you rank them and show them, they're going to try to win. Unless you want to be a possum about it. Right? Don't be a grinning possum. We don't need no more grinning possums. What we need is lions. People to take charge. So Brandon, you tracking with me on this with JT. You tracking with me with John. Like, help me, help him. He got to help me. You think that one works better? You think that's the magic, huh? All right. The ink won't come out of it. All right, Brandon, you tracking with me?
Yes, sir.
Gina, you're out there every day. That's what I'm looking for. When you're traveling around the country, Clay, this is a President's Club contender. This is the kind of person we're looking for. Robbie Kraft, this is a place that you come to a meeting. We can't build we cannot build a national blah, blah, blah. And I told this person, I said, guess what? Here, you're not going to be given an excuse. You were born with an excuse. Your parents give it to you, your uncle give it to you, and social media gives you this excuse that you're being held down. You're not being held down here. We're going to give you blue ocean. We're going to give you massive opportunity. So you don't have an excuse anymore. You know what she's went off and done? Nothing. Don't get me wrong. She makes 6 figures, but that's nothing. Why, Andy? Don't you? Oh, I'm happy. If I say, I'm like, good to go, good job. But I'm going like, aren't you capable of this? And I have had people quit because of that. They go like, oh, bro, you just expect me to excel and win big. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I thought you raised your hand and said that. They go, yeah, I did, but I changed my mind. I go, oh, well, let me just back off of you. Just when you listen to the show, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to other people that really care and want to get stupid rich. I can't tone it down. Once you've said, ooh, me, you want me to tone it down and tell you don't have to do anything? You don't have to. So I don't care where you come from. High society, redneck, West by God, Virginia. I don't care, but it's what you do. But typically, I'm telling you, if you're recruiting others, what they've done in the past is probably what they're going to do in the future. And you shouldn't be frustrated. If they've done nothing but fail, don't be frustrated when they fail again. If they've succeeded in the past, and you nonstop nice to them, but expect success, and you won't be disappointed because they'll figure out a way. If you can keep them in the game, if you can keep them coming to the meetings, they'll figure out how to be successful again. Tracking? So, Megan Wood was one of the most successful bartenders at Applebee's you ever met in your life. Like, insanely successful at bartending. Now she's one insanely successful here. Brandon Manley succeeded in baseball. He succeeded in academics. Same thing with Noelle. She succeeded in everything she's been in, and now she expects to win. Gina, ridiculous. So that's what we're looking for is people like that. And they're out there saying things like, there's nothing left in America. There's no opportunity. Because they've tried these stupid other ideas, and none of them worked because they're fake. They're not a legitimate product. They're not a legitimate business. They're not in business with legitimate people. So we got to get them to try one more time. We got to get them to try one more time. These professional athletes we're recruiting, they've been told they can make millions playing baseball or soccer or football, but they didn't know there was another program that you could make millions of dollars and somebody would guide them. We got to reach out there and show them and teach them. All right. One more time, how to get in touch with you for leads. Guys, oh, yeah, go ahead with leads. I got something else.
All right, y'all. To get in touch with us for leads, you can scan our popple. You can email, book us on Simply Book, or just simply reach out if you got our number. Leads are 100% key. I think it's all about perspective. You have your ones that are worried about penny pinching, seeing all the negatives, and then you have the ones that are focused on the opportunities of the leads and are driven by motivation. Those are the ones that are calling me, wanting to lock up the counties and the states, the whole states. So please.
Anybody want to talk about as far as lead purchases? I know we did a lot of lead or subscriptions.
I mean, the first one that reached out, as you can see, is Mike and Noelle. They wanted to lock up any area they can. They locked up Charlotte, Florida. It was the only one, the cheapest one. They said, I want it. I don't even care. Max it out for me. You got Joe Dukes running Utah. Megan Wood wanted Indiana. You got Jerry Gonzalez and Jake and Bray. They wanted New Mexico. They're just, they're following us like crazy trying to get these counties locked up. Those are the ones that they're not, this is too much money. They went up $10. No, they don't care. They want the county and state locked up because they know the opportunities there. They don't see the negative parts about it. Those are the ones that are climbing up, and those are the ones with the biggest teams and making the biggest premium.
Okay. So you got investing in leads. The other thing is recruiting. The more people, Brandon, that you can get investing in recruiting. We got, what is it? ZipRecruiter. That's right. ZipRecruiter. Any other recruiting system we're selling?
Yeah, booked interviews. So we've got 2 ways to acquire new agents through President's Club. Got to be in President's Club. Way number 1 is through ZipRecruiter. Essentially what Andy's done is he's brokered an insane deal with ZipRecruiter where we send them a gigantic check every single month, and that allows us to get discounts because we've got a massive team of people in President's Club paying into one thing. They're going to give us a better deal. So what they've done is they've given us a deal to get $75 ads on ZipRecruiter that you can post anywhere in the country. And what we're instructing our guys, our recruiters in the country are look at areas that we've got people hosting meetings and look at areas that are green on the lead map so we can target these cities. So we've got an easy way to get people started moving and investing in leads. The second way is we will book your calendar with recruiting interviews with licensed agents. Those are $15 interviews. You set up your schedule. We'll set the calendar and the appointments for you. All you got to do is make the phone calls. So it comes back to what you were talking about, investing in your business, getting on subscriptions, investing in leads, and investing in events to drive.
I've heard we can buy resume. Yeah.
Oh yeah. On ZipRecruiter as well. If you're in President's Club, you've got access to ZipRecruiter, and so you don't have to necessarily pay for an ad. We'd recommend it, but there's this thing called the resume database, and what that is, Andy, is anyone that's ever applied on ZipRecruiter and's got their resume on there. There's a search function, and you can search specific things that are in their resume. Athlete,
baseball,
mascot. You could search insurance. You could search a different insurance company.
So we could look up everybody who's ever had a job as a mascot.
Correct.
Whether it's golf, whether it's basketball, we could search every single resume that's available.
Correct. Now,
how many resumes are available? How many people are looking for jobs?
It's millions that are in that database.
Literally millions of
tens
resumes
of millions.
available.
Yep. You can do the location. So if you're hiring towards a meeting, you can search a location, search a
so I can look up everybody in Las Colinas that's looking for a job.
Correct.
Everybody, because they got to have Las Colinas on their resume.
Right.
So they might have Dallas on their resume.
Right.
Or they might have San Antonio. So really, if you want to recruit, say in Bradenton, Florida, you might want to pull up a map and look at the different little cities and search for those little cities. So it's grind, it's work. Now, people say, well, can I just recruit people I know? Yes, you can. But you know maybe 300 people in your cell phone. Text every one of them if they're looking. Every Uber driver, all your dentist, everybody you meet. But it's not the same thing as sitting there talking to somebody every 15 minutes. Because you go out there and try to meet people. I did that in Amway. I built a network, meeting people, and it works. But it was so much more when I could go every 50 minutes talk to somebody new. How much do we charge for that?
The interviews?
Yeah.
$15 an interview. You've got the capability to get double booked as well. So if you want 2 interviews in a 20-minute slot, we can do that to just make sure you're never off the phone.
So think about the concept of borrowing $100,000 for a house. And your payments are $500, and you rent the house for $600. So you're clearing $100. You got to write a check for $20,000. So we start playing around with those numbers. When you talk about hiring a person with a 10% spread, and you're making $500 a month, or it's not $100 a month, it's thousands, 5 times how it's like owning 5 houses. What is it worth if you spend $10,000 on these $15 appointments? There's people who've not done this before. So if you do this, let's just play around with this. $10,000 is what you're putting in investments, divided by $15. So that's 666 interviews. So if you did 666 interviews, if you did it over 30 days, that would be 22 interviews a day over 30 days. So 22 times 15, you're spending $333 a day that adds up to 10,000 for the whole month. The goal is to get one person selling $10,000 a month, or even $500 a month. You making a 10% spread is $500. That's more than if you took the 10,000 and put it down on a house, got it fixed up and rented it out. This is what I saw 23 years ago. I had been in the building business before, but I've never seen anything with these kind of margins and spreads. And if you're going to go find a rental property, I have people calling me this morning, texting me, will you sell this house? Because they can't find houses to buy. We, on the other hand, have resumes of people that are looking for a job. So start thinking about in 60 days, if you would commit $20,000. It's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, but getting rich is a lot of work. So it's that combination of how many leads are being purchased per week in your team and how many recruiting dollars are being spent. So how many lead dollars, how many recruiting dollars. That determines the growth of your organization and the profitability of your organization. Hey, wrap us up, Gina. Where are you going next? What do you want to tell us? Then I want to go to Brandon. Then I want to go to Noel to wrap us up.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Again, I will be in Melbourne, Florida, which is east coast of Florida. There's many places that are within a couple hours there. This Friday for a boot camp with Eric Belair. Then Monday, I will be in Orlando, Florida. Tuesday, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Wednesday, I will be in Denver, Colorado. And Thursday, I will be in Albuquerque. And then the following week, I'm in Texas, I'm in Dallas, I'm in Houston, I'm in Austin. But to wrap up, I mean, I would say, like you said, two important things. You've got to invest in getting a lead subscription, and you've got to get a ticket to conference. People ask me, all the meetings I do around the country all the time, people are always asking me, because they know I'm around a lot of the successful people in this business. What do the successful people do? And two things that the successful people do in this business consistently, Mike and Noel do this, Brandon does this. It's investing in their business, investing in leads, investing in recruiting, invest in your business, and they go to conference. They do not miss a conference. And a lot of people, well, some people on this call might not have been at NatCon, and they don't know what you're talking about when you talk about the legacy safeguard. Oh my gosh, did they miss out on getting to see Brian Adams train on how to use legacy safeguard. And it's out there, it's on the ARC, they can go see it, but it's nothing like, they will not get that experience of sitting there in Las Colinas watching Brian Adams go through the crazy way to get referrals. And so you don't want to miss out on those things. You cannot miss an event.
Thank you, Gina. Brandon?
Yeah, you know, it's funny to me because we're talking about leads, and I think some people, like, I don't want to go through the history of the alliance with, you know, I just have a very good conversation with Mike Leventovich, and he told me how it worked. But I just think about all the people I talk to on a daily basis that don't have opportunities to work leads. I mean, it's pretty hard to, you know, you got people going around making 20,000 in these different industries, but the way that they work is so insane. And here's the thing: majority of them are not making that type of money. Here, it's like you're just another person if you're doing 10, 20,000, right? And I mean, they're filling something out. This is, you know, direct mail, internet, whatever it is. They're filling something out. It's an opening to a door. It's a door opening for a conversation to take place. So I'm thankful for all the resources that we do have. I don't really care how much it costs. Like, oh, Teresa, she's going to pick up her phone. She filled this thing out, and then she wobbled back out to the mailbox. Like, I know she's going to pick up, and if she don't, we'll just show up at her house. And so I'm thankful for the system. And then, you know, with convention, I'm really, A View from the Edge. That was my first experience with it last year in Dallas, and I'm super excited to bring new people to it. And it's here in Raleigh, which I'm really excited about. I'll show you guys what a lot of you have been to Raleigh. But it's just, you know, the thing that I'm focused on is not making that mistake of pushing the event until the price goes up, and then taking a break, and then picking back up the last 3 to 4 weeks, pushing it again. So it's just, me and my staff were talking about that, just constantly staying focused on, hey, how do we get people there? Like, we make a heck of a push at the last 3 or 4 weeks. Imagine, like, if we're pushing this whole time, we're going to at least double with the amount of people that we have coming. Get them making money, get them excited. I mean, there's so much to talk about with the event. Like, who the hell has, like, Brian Adams got up there, and I was just shocked to see him sell the legacy protection. And then I said that to Haley. I was like, wow, he's good. And, she's sneaky. And she goes, he's a billionaire. And I'm like, all right, point taken, And so, yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for a view from the edge. All those speakers are going to be amazing. And then Mark does an incredible job. You guys saw a taste of it with some of his talks at NatCon. So just see how many people we can get there. Bring them to my beautiful city here in Raleigh. I'll see a lot of green and not like what you Denver people see. This is like green trees and all that good stuff. Anyway. Quiet. But yeah, fired up, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Mark Asada, it's from Terry Edwards. I think I'm going to post this on Agency Management. They said they had him on their team call, and they got 5 additional tickets, 5 additional people committed. So think about using Mark in pockets of your organization, Noel. Brandon, in pockets. If you did a Vinny team, just how do we use him to help move more tickets to the view? All right, Noel, wrap us up.
Absolutely. He's actually going to be on our team call tomorrow talking about that as well. So, yeah, we're just, you were mentioned travel dates. Mike and I just talked about where we're going to be. He's going to be in Memphis on, I want to say it's the 12th, the 13th and 14th. He's going to be in Memphis, Nashville, and then he'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee that week. And then the following week, I'll be in Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, and Charlotte as well. So we're gonna be out on the road traveling and firing people up. But what Manley talked about there was getting our focus right now is getting one more ticket sold, the person that was there at NatCon to get their lead subscriptions, and then also getting them to get one more person to buy a ticket for the view, because those prices are going to go up, and we want to save our agents money so that they can reinvest into their business and buy more leads and, hire more people. So that's the focus.
What's the deadline on this? $299?
February 4th, I think,
February
midnight.
4th. We got to February 4th. Get as many of these tickets in hand. Price will go up. We'll still keep moving tickets, but we want to beat this deadline. Thank you guys for plugging in. Appreciate you. Fired up. It's the best national convention we've ever had, and this is going to be a massive view from the edge in Raleigh, North Carolina. You will love it. Get your hotel booked too. I understand they've sold out twice, so hurry up and get your tickets booked. All right, out of here. Love y'all. Got to go to work.